Please like, share and subscribe. Press bell icon to get notification of new educational videos.
Hello everyone, you are all welcome to lecture number 419, and today I am going to discuss about the effects of oxides of sulfur and its control. As we know that on this earth the man needs three components for his survival. The first one is air, and every day man is consuming 14 kilogram of air for his survival. Second is food, that is 1.4 kilogram of food, and third one is that is water, and that is 2.5 liter, or we can say 2.5 kilogram because density is same one. Out of these three, if suppose we withdraw the water and food, then man can survive up to 6 to 7 days. He can go up to 1 week. But if he is not getting air, he cannot survive even for 3 minutes. So out of these three components, the most important survival component is air. Without air, he cannot survive for minutes. And that's why if the air is contaminated with some gaseous toxic oxides like sulfur dioxide, definitely we have to take it seriously. For example, if you are getting frequent eye irritation, it indicates that where you are living in that surrounding, the percentage of sulfur dioxide is high. And once there is 1.5 ppm of sulfur dioxide in air, you will get itching and irritation. So that's why we have to look into this matter, that we are not exposed to such type of oxides of sulfur. And if the oxides of sulfur are increased more, it may go up to 0.05 to 0.5 ppm. That is enough to affect the plant, green plant. And sulfur dioxide is bleaching agent, and once in air the sulfur dioxide is more, it may bleach the chlorophyll green pigmentation of the leaf, and that green chlorophyll is responsible of absorbing the sunlight and preparing the food for plants. So in this way the plants will die, because plants that chlorophyll is bleached, it cannot survive. So these, sulfur dioxide or oxides of sulfur, they have direct or indirect effect on animals and plants also. The sulfur dioxide also affects our chest and throat choking, if the percentage is more. So overall, what we can say, that the percentage of sulfur oxides in the air is definitely dangerous for human as well as plant health. So here I have already told you that the normal requirement for adult man are: number 1, that is 14 kilogram of air; number 2, 1.4 kilogram of food; and 2.5 kilogram of water per day. It has been observed that man can live for 6 to 7 days without food and water, but he cannot live for 3 minutes without air. The air is the most important for all of us on this earth. The presence of sulfur dioxide up to 2.5 ppm causes the intense eye irritation and lung inflammation. The London sulfurous acid, that is called London smoke. You know, it happened in 50s. It was a serious issue in London, and where out of this sulfurous acid, by combining with water in air in London, many people were killed, and later on they found that it was because of presence of sulfurous acid, and they call it London smoke killing. Many people were killed. Sulfur dioxide damages vegetable crops and affect the growth of plant. High level of sulfur dioxide kills leaf tissue, and chronic exposure to sulfur dioxide causes bleaching of leaf. I have already told you in the beginning, the concentration of sulfur dioxide up to 1.00 ppm in air is most injurious to plants, and that is known as chlorosis. It's a type of disease for plant. It means that there is more concentration of sulfur dioxide in the air if plants are suffering from chlorosis. The concentration of sulfur dioxide up to 0.05 to 0.5 ppm for 8 hours causes the damage of cotton, wheat and barley plant. And also, if suppose you are keeping your paper or books in any city or village, and within 2-3 years time, if those papers are becoming brittle and broken, it means in the air lot of sulfur dioxide is there, because sulfur dioxide will be absorbed by cellulose, and all the papers are made up of cellulose, and that is cotton, and it will damage. That's why we cannot preserve our papers if the percentage of sulfur dioxide in the air is more. Damage the cotton, wheat and barley plants. The sulfuric acid, that is H2SO4 mist, and H2SO4 mist means it is just like hanging fog type. That is known as H2SO4 mist, are toxic for plants and soil fertility. Sulfur dioxide is absorbed by papers made of cellulose, makes paper brittle and fragile. The rapid attack of sulfur dioxide, I have already told you, on the marble, and marble is made up of calcium carbonate, and that will, we can say, reduce the shining color of marble into dull yellow color, and that in Western countries they have given the name that is called stone leprosy. They will say that this marble building is suffering from stone leprosy, means that sulfur dioxide attack is there. So the question comes now in the last, that how to control the sulfur dioxide or oxides of sulfur pollution in the air. So there are some measures. The first basic is that reduce the consumption of fossil fuel or fuel gas, or one sulfur dioxide gas is there. By all chemical or catalytic method, they remove sulfur dioxide gas from those fuel gases. Then the other method is to use this nuclear energy for the production of power, that is electricity, or go for alternate source of energy. Alternate source of energy means wind energy, solar energy, so that we are not burning lot of coal or hydrocarbon, so that sulfur dioxide gas is produced. So these points are given. That is number one, the removal of SO2 from fuel gas. Number two, using other energy sources like solar, air, water. And number three, more use of natural gas. Natural gas, when we are using, it is more safe because the contamination of sulfur in natural gas is almost negligible. So that is very safe to use natural gas. Nowadays in many countries they have started using the natural gas. Number 4 is shift to more use of alternate source of energy. So alternate source of energy, solar energy, and then wind energy, air energy, and also hydrogen fuel. Because once hydrogen is used as a source of energy, it will burn in presence of oxygen, and there will be formation of water. And fifth is shift to use of nuclear energy for power generation, means for the production of electricity. So these are the measures we have to take only to reduce the pollution of sulfur dioxide in air. So with this I will stop, and with this your oxides of nitrogen and oxides of sulfur is over. Now my next pollutant in the air, gaseous pollutant, that is the oxides of carbon, that is carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide, and their toxic effect on plant and animals. With this, thank you very much to all of you.